Hi there, I'm Representative Laurie Jinkins, and I'm here talking to one of my new freshman colleagues, Representative My-Linh Thai. She's actually the vice chair of the House Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee, which I chair, and so I thought I'd just ask her a few questions about what it's like being a freshman and vice chairing a committee and some things like that. So welcome, Representative Thai.
Thank you, Representative Jenkins.
It's wonderful to have you here. Can you tell us what district you're from and just a little bit about why it was that you ran for the legislature?
Well, thank you. So I get the honor to represent Legislative District 41, which is Bellevue, Mercer Island, Newcastle, part of Renton, part of Issaquah, and part of Sammamish. Why do I run? There's multiple reasons, but I guess the biggest reason I ran because I care and love so deeply for the younger generations, and I wanted to take part in making sure that they have all the tools and all the rights and foundations so that they can build their own future.
Yeah, and that really builds on your commitment to your community because you're a former school board member, right?
Yes. And it was such a joy serving in that position as well.
So it's been wonderful to have you as vice chair of the Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee. And as you very well know by now, it's the highest volume committee in the legislature, so we move very fast.
Not only high volume, but highly controversial from what my understanding is.
So tell me, what's that experience like to come in and to be a vice chair and to be helping move bills along? What's your experience in that role?
Well, to be honest, the first thing that I get so excited about was the change of the names of the committee. By adding civil rights to Judiciary Committee, it sort of makes my heart jump in joy. It's definitely one of the issues that I like to partake in. But being a vice chair, to be honest, first when I get assigned to the committee, my first concern and worry is oh my goodness, I don't have a degree in laws. Will I be so lost in all these legalese, lingo? And so first I want to thank you for being such a kind and helpful chair to move me along. But secondly, I think the sense of being curious and the sense of believing in representing the people that I represent really is what moved me along, and it was really helpful.
Well, it's great to have you on the committee and to be the vice chair. One of the things I'm kind of curious about is what's something that's happened down here that you were not expecting at all? Is there anything that was kind of a surprise, either the way it operates or legislation that we considered, or just anything?
The thing that surprises me most, really, now that I'm sort of in the system, is how much we work together across the aisle. And that trust building from both sides is a good surprise.
Yeah, and people don't usually realize this, but 90 to 95% of the bills that we pass through the legislature have wide bipartisan support.
Yes.
And so we don't hear that a lot in the media. We hear about places where there's conflict.
Right.
Yeah. The last question, then I'll let you go because we have to go vote on the floor.
Right.
But you and I share something else. We're both firsts, right? I was the first out lesbian to serve in the legislature. You're the first refugee who is serving in the Washington State Legislature, and I'm wondering what that experience of being a first is like for you.
Oh, I love to hear your experience. For me, it's heavy.
Yeah.
I can say it's definitely heavy lifting. A lot of time when I work on a bill, or vote on a bill, even hear about a bill, I often ask myself, how is this impacting the refugee and the immigrant populations in our state? And to tell you the truth, most of the time I couldn't find the coalitions. I couldn't find the link. If anything, the best I could come up with is, okay, it's neutral. It doesn't hurt that particular community. But other than that, it's really difficult to be in the space where being the first and there's all these expectations. I believe that there's so much expectation, first and foremost, for myself. And everything I say, everything I do, every vote I make is probably being criticized somewhere. And so that probably is the heavy load to carry as a first of anything. So I'm curious, at one point I'd love to hear your story.
Yeah. Well, I have a very similar, my experience is very similar. It can be a very heavy burden to bear, but it's also kind of joyous because you get to bring a voice that hasn't been here in this body to the body. And that's awesome to be able to do that. So it comes with benefits and downsides. So I've had a very similar experience.
That's great.
Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed meeting one of our new freshman legislators who's just really wonderful. And I've been so excited to be able to get to know her and to talk with her today. So I hope that you'll email me if there are other legislators you want me to interview or to hear from, or topics you want to hear from. Feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to try and make the connections.